everyone, it's Sharonda from Parawaits, and today I'm going to be reviewing American Horror Story, Season 10, Red Tide, Episode 3, Thirst, alright? So, we pick up where we left off from last week's episode. We saw that Alma was eating Roger Rabbit, and then her mama Doris saw her, and she lost her mind, and so now we see the episode opens up. Doris is washing off all the blood, all of Roger Rabbit's blood off of Alma, and so Alma's like, stop it, you're hurting me, and I'm like, well, bitch, you was hurting the rabbit, but we didn't see anybody do nothing to you. So then Harry comes in like, what is going on? And he's like, she's fine. I said, you know what? Harry, one of them people, you know how people say like, you know, you book smart, but you ain't got no common sense? That's Harry. That is Harry. Like, his decisions this entire season so far have just been questionable from the jump. I just don't understand why this man just ignores the signs. But what did y'all think she was going to start doing when she was counting roadkill in the first episode? Haven't made sense for me. So we see Harry talking about she fine. You think? You really think that? That's y'all problem in the first place. So, you know, Doris snapped at him and talked about she was eating Roger Rabbit. She didn't say that. She said she was eating a dead rabbit, but I'm just saying, I was like, sir, look at your daughter. Okay, y'all should have been looking at her when she was counting the roadkill. She was eating that rabbit. She literally has blood all over her body. She didn't even want to put no outside clothes on. You know, you can't be eating in your nightgown. Like, you didn't want to put some outside, like, blood-sucking, eating clothes on. I just don't understand. But we see now all of a sudden the police chief, now she wouldn't come do her job today, talking about, oh, I heard complaints they saw, you know, you walking with Alma and she was covered in blood, and then we got all these dead animals and dead bodies and stuff. And I was like, so now, see, now when their house was getting broken in and it was Jared Leto wannabes trying to kill him, you didn't care. You didn't care. You wanted to wait a whole day to do an incident report for a dead Jared Leto wannabe in their house. So now all of a sudden, now you want to be an officer. Now you want to act like you the police chief. It just don't make no damn sense to me. So we see that while all of this commotion is happening, obviously it was too much for Doris. Doris fell down the steps. I said, now, baby, how you do that? I said, how you fall down the steps like that? So she fall out. She pregnant. So then she ends up in a hospital. And so essentially they're like, hey, we need you to stay here for a couple of days. She's like, a couple of days? I said, girl, given what you be going through at that house with your husband sucking your blood and then your daughter eating Roger Rabbit's blood, I would take this as a vacation, a nice vacation, okay? And so we finally get information that she had 2 miscarriages before. You know, she was 5 months pregnant and had a miscarriage. So they want to be extra cautious. And so when Harry gives his daughter like some money to go to the vending machine and then she see the blood, I said, Lord, she fit steal all this damn blood. She really gonna take this blood. And then Harry looking at her like, bitch, what is you doing? Like, you can't tell that she done took the pill? Sir, the signs are right there before you. So he gets her to go away. And so we see that Harry ends up telling Doris like all the things she want to hear. I'm gonna take Alma back to New York, and we're gonna get out of here. You're gonna be okay. I said, this is a lying ass fool, and she's sitting up here so gullible, just fell for it. I was like, y'all both deserve each other because y'all both stupid. So we see that when they're driving the car, I'm like, hold on, homie, I thought we supposed to be going to New York. What's going on? And he was like, oh, we ain't going there. Lying ass. I knew y'all wasn't going there. So this is what took me out. I want to say the Academy Award for the shadiest person that I've seen on American Horror Story is Alma, because, you know, kids are very petty people. They're the pettiest humans on this planet that I think that I've ever come in contact with. And so they will tell you like what they're thinking, like it's okay, but it's like, baby, like you can't say that. You can't say that in real life. You just got to keep it in your head. So they having this conversation and she was just basically like, you know, after taking the pill, she's like, I understand that. I just wish that normal people she's like, they could just disappear and like nobody would care. I said, ma'am, you gonna do the normal people like that? You gonna disrespect? You was just normal. You was just normal. You sitting up here being all shady talking about, he was like, then he sitting up here talking about, I was worried about, you know, not being a great father. And then he was like, I shouldn't have let this happen to you. I said, you just now worried about being a great father? You don't feel like you should have been worried about being a great father in episode 1 when she was counting roadkill? Because I thought that there was a clear sign to me that something was wrong with Alma when she was counting roadkill for an entire road trip. So I don't know, like, why you thought. You should be worried that you're not a good father. You're not a good father. Let's just call it what it is. You're not a good father, okay? So we see that we see that essentially he asked her to stop taking the pills, and so she was like, okay, fine, I'll stay taking them if your punk ass stop taking them. That's not what she said to him, but I'm just saying it's probably what she would have said. So then we see that when he goes, he like, yes, I'm gonna stop taking it. And this fool run into the house, looking through the trash, trying to find the pills he threw away. He take a pill, and then she turned around and she got her hand out just like a little raggedy kid. I always want to ask you for your stuff, trying to eat something. Can I have some more? That's what my little babies used to say. So she got a hand out. He gives her a pill, and then essentially they start having this conversation. And then Alma was just like, you know, let's talk about mom real quick, okay? Let's talk about Doris, okay? She was like, she not a good mother. She damn sure not a good interior designer. And she not even a good wife. So let's cut her loose. Like, what we doing with her? I said, ma'am, you talking about this, the person that brought you into this world, you gonna talk this smack? That's why I said, Alma's so shady. She's so shady. I was just like, ma'am, you are not shading your mother like this. She said, that was like, he ain't cute, he ain't ugly. I was just like, you know what? Doris didn't deserve that. Doris didn't deserve all of this. It's just too much happening right now. So she ends up saying, I'm hungry. Like every little heathen child, they always hungry, but never got no resources to bring some food. Where the money at? Where your food money? Where your blood money? Alma, you talking all this smack about Doris, but at least Doris raggedy behind can go get a job. What can you do, Alma? Huh? What can you do but throw shade? That's it. And play a little bit of violin. But now you got to take pills to do that too. So we see that they find somebody on Craigslist. This girl, she opened the door. She asking all these questions. I was like, okay, well, at least she a smart, addict asking for ID and stuff like that. I was like, okay. And so essentially, we see that he goes inside, and then she asking all these questions. She being all weird. I said, baby, like, is the Blu-ray code for something else? Because she talking about, can I get you a BJ? I was like, baby, I think he just here for the Blu-ray collection. I don't think that's what he was here for. And so then he gets knocked over the head. Then we find out these people, they like sex addicts and drug addicts, and they do some weird type of porn. I don't know what porn is, but that's what I'm assuming that it would be for porn. But if my parents are watching, I don't know what porn is. I've just heard that that's what the term would be called. So we see that they end up making him take a Viagra. They finna rape him and kill him. They trying to do a whole little sandwich. I don't even know the terminology for it, but it just didn't sit right in my spirit that they were trying to force him into this. And so I said, baby, if you don't take them teeth out and go ahead and bite through this damn rope. And so essentially, thank goodness for the camera not being set up right, he ends up biting through the rope. He bites a woman. He shoots the man. I was like, well, you should have. I'm not going to tell you all the things that I would have did to him. I'm not even going to tell you, because then y'all going to think I'm like Alma, so I'm not even going to go down that route. But let me tell you, he let them off too easy. He let them off way too easy. Just way too easy, but it is what it is. I know he trying to take care of his daughter who hungry all the damn time. So it is what it is. So we see that he ends up taking some back to his daughter. But I was like, why did he put, like, are you heating the blood up? Like, why did he put the spoon in there like it's soup? Just put it in the cup. Like, have her drink it. I was just really confused by that. It just didn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't you just drink the blood? Is it something else that's in there? Y'all got some meat in there too? Did y'all turn it into like a blood stew or something? I didn't understand the thought process behind that. But we see that Ursula ends up surprising him to try to figure out what is happening in this town, that he's writing all of these good scripts. She tells him that Quentin Tarantino wants him to write a limited series for him. And he was like, but Quentin writes his own stuff. He was like, well, Quentin said that you will understand, he just doesn't have the time right now. So Quentin takes the pill too. And that's why they saying Quentin Tarantino is so highly regarded, because he taking the muse as well. Then we see Ursula ends up going to dinner at the Muse restaurant. And then we see Sarah and Austin, they giving us another bop. Okay, they giving us another bop. Too Much, Too Little. I think it's Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams. And so then Ursula started talking smack. She was like, get off the stage. Boo. I don't want to hear you. I came to eat my dinner in peace. I said, girl, they finna kill you. You can't be talking smack. So y'all can't be talking smack. Y'all got to know the type of people y'all can talk smack to. And I just don't feel like Austin and Sarah was them type of people. So I thought that they was finna just kill her right then and there, but I forgot we have rules. They have rules for a reason. So we see that Mickey was staring at her weird at the bar, and she was just like, this is just way too much. Let me get up out of here. And Mickey ends up finding her on the beach as she's trying to take a walk and mind her own miserable business. And then Mickey basically ends up handing her a couple of scripts, and she decides to read it. And then she ends up meeting with him the next day and talking about like, hey, what is going on in this town? Like, I know who Austin and Sarah. She's like, I done rubbed a couple of outs in some of Sarah's novels. Austin, I was there when Austin won one of his Tonys, and you mean to tell me you, a little meth addict, like a drug addict, you mean to tell me that you wrote $3 million scripts? Baby, something not adding up. You might think I'm Boo Boo the Fool, but Boo Boo the Fool is not me. So I need the tea as to what is happening in this town, because I know Harry Raggedy Behind wasn't talented like this. So what? Give me the deets. And so she ends up figuring out everything that happened. And so when he goes home, Sarah's waiting for him at the door, okay, waiting for him. And basically she was like, why you leave your door unlocked? And she was like, you know what, honestly, what people gonna steal but come in here and steal but catch syphilis? I said, the way y'all disrespect Mickey and Karen, I just don't understand. Also too, where was Karen this episode? Why I didn't get no Karen? Somebody help me to understand that. That's besides the point. So essentially Ursula ends up telling him that, not Ursula, what happened? Sarah wanted him to kill Ursula because she was talking smack. So I was like, well, you had that coming, boo-boo. And so she was like, I'll keep giving you the pills, but you have to bring me some blood and we can just keep it working that way. So we see that he ends up going, did I get that right? Yes. So basically, Ursula wants to get more pills because she wants to make more talented writers so she can start her own agency and make more money. And it's kind of like even the plan that she had given to the chemist, that's actually a good deal. I was like, okay, look at Ursula trying to make some more bucks. So we see that Harry, Austin, and Ursula, they end up going to feed together. And so they end up getting a whole buffet because they all got their own person, but they see that Harry took out the canister to take some blood home. So they're like, who are you taking blood to? And then he tells them about Alma, and they was like, oh, hell nah. We ain't doing no kids. Like, do I need to kill both of y'all? Because Sarah said, I write some of my best writing when I have young blood. And so essentially when they drop him off, after he says it's not going to be a problem, I'll stop giving her the pills and stuff, they were just like, we're going to have to kill both of them because this is going to be a problem and we don't need this in our lives. She said, I got 3 more books under contract. I don't need this. I don't need this type of stress in my life. So they basically already have the idea that they're going to kill Alma and Harry and just be done with the entire situation. However, when Mickey goes to kill Ursula was waiting for him as well, was not fazed, okay? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, are you here to kill me and drink my blood? Not if you want this speed racer deal. And so essentially, I thought it was funny when Mickey was like, hey, like, can you refer me to one of your colleagues? Because, like, I don't want me killing you, like, messing this up. I said, sir, how you going to ask her for a referral and you here to kill her? How does that make... You know what? Mickey on drugs. He's a recovering drug addict. I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let it go. But how? The audacity behind the entire thing, I just don't understand. So essentially, she tells him that she wants him to take her to the chemist, who is played by Angelica Ross. I was like, hey, boo, it's so nice to see you. And so essentially, she wasn't here for the shenanigans. She said, ma'am, if you want to get this foot up in your ass, you gonna back up from my door. What are you doing here? And so essentially, she gives her the deal that she wants to do, where she would get the back end off of all of the writers and the talented people who basically burst into success and money. She would make all of that on top of whatever Ursula would be paying her to get the pills, but she wasn't here for that. So she enlists Austin and Sarah. She said, just kill everybody, because I'm sick of all of them. See, I only deal with y'all two. I like to keep things quiet. Now everybody in my business, and we can't have that. That's why I moved to Massachusetts, because I didn't want nobody in my business. And now I got random people just popping up at my door. So she basically tells them, y'all need to kill Mickey, Ursula, Alma, and Harry Raggedy Behind, because this is just too much for me. And so essentially, that's the plan that they're trying to carry out. The last poor decision of Harry of the episode, which I just didn't understand. So I'm gonna be talking about she hungry the whole time. So you call Ursula to have Ursula come watch her? How does this make sense? Like, I thought that she was finna eat Ursula, personally. When Ursula said she's finna go take that nap and do what you do, I was like, yeah, she finna eat her. Because the way she was staring at the knife, I was like, baby, you dead. You finna die. But raggedy police chief came. See what happened when you don't be minding your business and you out here doing stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. She went to go talk to the baby after her daddy left, and you know you're not supposed to be doing it. You know that a legal guardian has to be present for you to question somebody like that. And so essentially she said up here like, yeah, I'm gonna arrest your dad when he comes home. And then she was like, bitch, you got me effed up and you think you finna take my daddy who out here getting my meals, working hard for me day in and day night to get my blood? No ho. And so she ended up basically kill her, drink the blood, and then he come home. They just left the body just dirty, just left the body on the table, and then they playing Jim Rummy. And so Ursula like, bitch, we need to talk. So I don't know what's gonna happen now, but Harry's stupid. He just dumb. He just makes stupid decisions. Doris needs to take her behind back to New York. And Alma she a real G. She a shady person. She shady as hell. She didn't have to say that about her mama. I still feel hurt for Doris for her talking about her like that. That was just so rude and disrespectful. But the episode's fine. I like seeing the chemist. I'm very interested to see how all of this is going to go down. How is Harry and Alma going to be killed by Sarah and Austin? I don't know if there's going to be more alliances that are formed after this. Oh, but also too, it was nice to see Dennis O'Hare and his character talk about how he feels the colors. I said, that's what we call in the boom boom room. The boom boom. We're going to call it feeling the colors. I was like, okay, honey, you go ahead and feel the colors, baby, okay? But I was just happy to see Dennis O'Hare again. But yeah, the episode is fine. I'm interested to see where we're going to go because I feel like we're kind of creeping up to the episode point where things are going to get a little weird and take a turn for the worse. So I'm just bracing myself for impact. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm here for the ride. I'm here for Harry's stupidity. Y'all know y'all better bring Karen back next episode because she didn't curse him out not one time this entire episode, and I was waiting for it. That's what makes me happy. So yeah, that's my recap, my quick thoughts on, quick thoughts. This movie almost 20 minutes, like stop movie video, but still, y'all know what I meant. Those are my thoughts on American Horror Story Red Tide Season 10, Episode 3, Thirst. As always, my name is Sharona from Pair Ways, and if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and make sure you hit that notification bell. And I love you guys 3000, and until I see you again, bye.